Gate's about to drop. Here we go.
And Ken Roczen on the Suzuki leads them in, but that's going to be Phil Nicoletti on the Joe Gibbs Racing Yamaha, who grabs that motorsport.com hole shot. But Roczen immediately going after Phil, who holds him off for the moment. We're headed down the step down and then past the mechanics area. Barsha making moves up to third quickly on the blue 51.
Yeah, and around the outside, look at Dungey. Gets himself in a decent position. So good start for our newly crowned 2015 motocross champion here. But how about the Yamahas just in the starts this year, just always seem to be up front.
Yeah,
it's usually a JGR rider somewhere, whether it's been Filthy Phil or Justin Bosch, who's had a host of hole shots. But Phil going after Roczen.
Roczen's got him now. They're in the split lane. See if Phil can get him back. No, so Roczen has the lead. He was there in Moto 1 and checked out for a while. Dungey was eventually able to run him down. So Roczen's going to try to do it again and then get away for good. Barsha now attacking his teammate for second. Dungey up to fourth.
Well,
and
you see
a mistake, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens early laps on this moto. You see someone completely off the track. They throw down some water, and on those shiny parts, the lighter color section of the track, that is where they get to that hard base. And it's easy to slide, especially with water freshly put down. Dungey getting by Phil Nicoletti. So that will put Dungey up into third place. So Roczen your leader, Barsha in second, Dungey third. So for Dungey, championship's out of the way. Now it's a matter of what he said all along. I'm out there to win. Every time I get on the bike, I'm going to push. And wow, look at that.
Oh, he's going to squeeze Barsha on the inside. Oh, he did, but he gets sideways in that rut. Might allow Barsha on the outside to hold him. No, now Barsha makes an error. And this has been kind of the trademark of Dungey this year. Of all the great things he has done, the one negative that people would say about him is the opening laps, not making those aggressive passes. But this year he has been aces with that and attacking Barsha immediately to get to second.
Well, he gets by Barsha, gives himself a little bit of clear track, but he can see Ken Roczen out in front, about 2 seconds ahead of him. And a little bit of a carbon copy from the first moto. And we saw in the first moto, Dungey has the pace. He ran down Roczen, passed him, and then started to stretch it out. Let's see if Roczen has anything in the second moto. Did they make any changes? Is he feeling more confident? Or can he just have a good rhythm and be able to hold off the number 5 and our new champion?
We've only raced here 3 years. This is the third year of the Miller Motorsports National, but in the first 2 years, the 450 class was won with 1-1 sweeps. Ryan Villapoto went 1-1 2 years ago, and last year 1-1 for Trey Kennard. So Dungey trying to do that as well. Dean Wilson, that's Dungey's teammate in the Red Bull KTM. Long lost Dean Wilson, tore his ACL in the third Supercross race of the year, or right before it. That was in January. Did not come back to racing with us until last week at Unadilla. And he admitted he got a little tired, told me he got some arm pump his first race back, but he also said he thinks he had a lot better in him than last week's result, where he was just inside the, I think he ended up 12th overall.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
You know, someone like Dean Wilson is a better rider than 12th place. When you come back from injury, you deal with these things like arm pump, fatigue, just get that race pace, that fitness. A lot's happening in these motos. When you're out training by yourself, 30+2 is not that difficult at times. But when you got to pick up the pace and it's hot and you're at altitude and the track's rough and there's guys everywhere, it adds a lot more as far as elements go to racing. Good ride there for Jason Anderson. You see him, Josh Grant, they're in a little battle basically for 6th, 7th, 8th, this whole battle going on. Phil Nicoletti, who grabbed that early hole shot, just ahead of them.
Boy, these guys are all over each other. By the way, sorry, Wilson was 10th overall last week at Unadilla. Just correct myself on that. You're watching Grant on the green, 33. That's Monster Energy Kawasaki, battling with Porcel, 377. Rockstar Husqvarna, the Frenchman. And is that Brock Tickle making move? No, that's Blake Baggett there on the number 4. Number plate covered in mud. Baggett was very good in the first moto. Finished 4th, getting around Porcel now. Not a great day for Porcel, who started very well in the first moto, went back, and get passed by a few guys here. And it might have gone from Porcel's best track, which was Unadilla last week. This clearly not the best one for him. And his countryman Muscan in the 250 class saying also not the best track for him also. We'll see if they turn it around in Indiana. Baggett battling with Grant.
Yeah, Baggett has been great today so far. First moto came from a ways back, not a good start, and all of a sudden we're looking like, whoa, there's Blake Baggett. So he's just picked it up, got the pace today. Let's see if he can get himself another solid moto and potentially put himself in an overall podium position.
All right, so Grant and Baggett battling it out for 7th place. Up ahead of them is Anderson. Nicoletti's 5th. Wilson 4th. Barsha 3rd. And Dungey and Roczen. We'll see if another battle for the win is brewing between those two. This roller section, Baggett on the yellow Yoshimura Suzuki trying to take the measure of Grant, who's on that Monster Energy Kawasaki. Long way to go here at Miller Motorsports Park. Just getting started. Racing at altitude in Utah. So Ken Roczen leads the way here at Miller Motorsports Park. He's on the Soaring Eagle Jimmy John Suzuki. A little bit further back, we've got some great racing going on here. And we might have great racing up front. Dungey and Barsha pursuing the leader. Phil Nicoletti on the 46 under heavy fire right now. Christoph Porcel and Brock Tickle in formation. One on the white Husqvarna, that's Porcel. One on a Suzuki yellow, that is Tickle. Trying to gang up on Nicoletti. Nicoletti's back to 9th. Porcel and Tickle 10th and 11th. Tickle trying to get down to the inside of Porcel. Tickle great in the first moto, was 3rd on the Soaring Eagle Jimmy John Suzuki. He and Roczen both on the podium, teammates. But the starts have done Tickle in this one, and that is just all too common for the number 20, although he did make the pass on Porcel.
Yeah, Brock Tickle's starts have not been the greatest this season, and he's always someone that comes, you know, sometimes out of the top 10 for a top 10. Podium, that first moto looked really good, and here again, not the greatest of start, but gets around Porcel. You feel like it's only a matter of time before he gets Nicoletti. He starts charging forward, and for Brock Tickle, this is a huge opportunity to be on the podium. You know, let's be honest, he's been in his teammates' shadows the whole season. So I think a nice little tip of the cap to Brock Tickle if he could finally get a little wood under his feet at the end of the day.
I like the way he said that. Yeah, stand on the stage, get a little wood under your feet.
Just a little bit of wood, you know. You got to start with a little wood, and then you can go for the big piece.
Okay, here is Tickle going after Nicoletti. Wow, aggressive move on the outside. Tickle did not even have a line out there. He just held it wide.
He just found a smooth line, went around that main line where everyone's getting bogged down. Literally just right on the edge of the track, smooth territory, got that position, and look at that, already just stretching it out. So Brock Tickle having a fantastic day, cutting through the pack, inside the top 10 now. How far can he move up?
Let's reset it. It's still Roczen, Dungey, Barsha, and only 4 seconds between those three up front. 1.5 seconds between Roczen and Dungey. Wilson solid in 4th, Anderson 5th, Baggett 6th, Grant 7th, Kennard 8th. Then this fight, Tickle, Nicoletti, and Porcel. That brings you back to 11th. Behind them is Bogle, who was strong in the first moto until he had a crash. Got run into by Anderson. Kyle Chisholm is next, 13th, and Cunningham and LeMay round out the top 15. Nicoletti had that motorsport.com hole shot, just trying to hang in there, and he had a pretty big crash, got run over, hurt his neck last week at Unadilla, so I'm wondering if he might be feeling the effects of that. He sat out of the second moto of the last race, so even though he got the start here, as you'll see, the finish is going to be pretty hard.
Yeah, he gets a good start. You can tell coming that first turn. We've seen it a few times today. You don't know. You think, oh, did Porcel get it? And all the guys that are midway in the start seem to run wide in that first turn. Look there. You think it's Porcel, and all of a sudden someone sneaks up the inside, and it's the 46 JGR Toyota Autotrader.com Yamaha rider, Filthy Phil Nicoletti. But like you said, Jason, possibly dealing with a little bit of pain, and there's nothing worse than trying to hang it out when you're dealing with pain. It takes your focus off of just trying to attack and go fast. But another battle brewing here. We see it. Jason Anderson, 6th place. Josh Grant right behind him. And then Trey Kennard, last year's winner here. Didn't get a start in the first moto, had to come from a ways back. And once again, not the greatest of start as he tries to challenge Josh Grant. Grant had the inside, able to hold it off.
Talking to Kennard after last week's race when he got to the podium, he admitted he's trying to take it a little easy this time. He is known for coming back from huge injuries and just going after the wins immediately. It's worked out very well most of the time, but he has had injuries, coming back from injuries in the past. A nice smooth line down the inside takes to measure at Grant. So he's saying this time he's trying to take a few less risks. Maybe he's not going to go out there and dominate the race like he did at this time last year, but he's trying to rebuild himself. Had a broken arm in Supercross in Detroit.
And with certain riders, maybe someone like Trey Canard and that, a lot of guys, they're racers. They want to be out there. They want to get back as soon as possible. They don't want to disappoint sponsors and the team and everyone, so they come back. And then every now and then you almost have to tell these guys, hey, let's pull the reins back a little bit. You know, it's a building process. Don't go out there and try and be a hero and end up back in the hospital. We're building. We're not going to win a title this year. We're going to build some progression, go in the off season, hopefully be fit and healthy, and come back in 2016 and hopefully have a great season.
So that is Canard in 7th here on the 41, the Oklahoma rider, just ahead of Grant out of California, who is 8th. And Tickle will be behind him at 9th. Canard getting all the way over that big jump, and that allows him to close right up to the rear fender of Anderson, who is 6th.
Anderson, another one of those guys who's had some good results this year, shown some great speed, maybe not quite able to take it to guys like Dungey. Speaking of Dungey, he's right there with Roczen. So we're back to the front of the pack. Roczen leads, Dungey right there.
Down to the inside. Now Roczen can hear him. Can't quite see him yet, but we're going to have a fight near the halfway mark of this moto. Blue flags flying. That's telling the lap riders, here come the leaders. It'll step down after the finish line jump, and Roczen getting away over those rollers.
Nice job by the lappers, getting out of the way, not interfering in a great battle that the fans want to see. We're talking about 2 champions, last year's champ and our new champion, Ryan Dungey. Carlos Rivera showing the pit boards. You see the lap times, 55.7. That usually means who was in front of him, which actually Dungey ran a 55.7, but he saw the Roczen lap time, 56.6. So Dungey got the pace, Roczen got the pressure.
Well said. I don't think Dungey needed a pit board to know that he's going a little bit quicker right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He took that 1.5 second lead down to basically nothing. But can he find a line? Can he find a way to get around Roczen? And this is for today's overall win. If Roczen wins this moto, he wins the race. And Roczen only has 1 overall win this year, and as a defending champ, you know he wants more than that. It's been a tough season for him to get on track. Came in with an ankle injury, then a back injury, got sick at times, is transitioning to a new team, and he has admitted that they've been working to try to find the right settings on the bike. Oh, Dungey off the track.
We've seen that by a few guys, but he doesn't pin it, doesn't gain any advantage, gets back on the track, and in motocross you can join at the nearest safest place without gaining advantage, without a penalty.
And he's got plenty of time to catch up because we have 15 minutes left in the moto. You could call Geico, save 50% of your insurance in that time, or if you're Ryan Dungey, you can go back after the moto and overall win. Ken Roczen and Ryan Dungey duking it out for the win today at Miller Motorsports Park, a world-class road racing facility, but the last 3 years they've transformed it into a great track here for Lucas Oil Pro Motocross as well. A lot of changes to the track this year, and it has led to some good racing as Roczen and Dungey, they battled like this in the first race earlier today, and they're doing it again in Moto 2. They battled all year long last year for this title, with Roczen coming out on top. This year, Dungey has the edge. He has already clinched the 2015 championship. This is a very mental sport. Confidence is so huge. And if Roczen could hold Dungey off here, kind of get things back on track after a struggle of a season, that would be big for him.
Yeah, it would be really big for Roczen. This win would mean so much more for him, as you know, mentally, just as your reigning champion, to prove, hey, don't count me out. There's still next year. I had a rough season, but I'll be back strong, and I'm going to be chasing for that #1 plate. And Dungey just wants to rewrite record books and wants to win races. He said it before, I take each moto one at a time. My goal is to win every time, but he's a smart rider. He'll take what he can get. But with the championship out of the way, you know Dungey's going to probably hang it out a little bit more to try and get Roczen, not just because, take the points out of the equation, he wants to win this. Look at Kelly Lumgear, Ken Roczen's mechanic, going, come on, you can do this. Like, he wants it. You know, he wants it as bad as Roczen does. These guys put their life into this. It's not a job. I'd say it's a lifestyle, everything they've got. So he wants it just as much as the rider does.
So much on the line between these two, even with the title already clinched, because it's the mental game. Who's going to have the edge at the end of the day? Can Roczen say, all right, the season didn't start the way I wanted, but now that I got the bike the way I need it to be, now that my health has come around, I can still beat you, Ryan Dungey. And Dungey wants to make sure that Roczen doesn't think that. So forget the points, forget this year. This is for the future, and that's why they're racing each other so hard. And here the fans starting to come to life too. We're down to the final 10 minutes, and they're still close.
Well, they can sense the battle's about to heat up, because as the time starts ticking down, Dungey's patience is going to wear out, and Roczen's going to know, I just have to do this a few more laps. He's going to hang it out.
This is another big jump, leads him in this corner. Dungey a little bit closer to the inside than Roczen. Roczen keeping it smooth as they head to the rollers.
Big rut forming there at the base of the jump. See them having to soak it up. Look at this, Dungey, close as he's been. Old Moto takes a different option. He goes to the inside. Roczen takes the long way around. How's this going to pan out? They're almost side by side.
Roczen's on the inside of the next turn. Can Dungey use the momentum? No, he got hung up. That was not a good line. So another one down and another lap led for Roczen.
And Dungey's going to have to take another half, 3/4 of a lap, or whatever it may take to close that few bike lengths back up. Try to go to the outside, try a different line. Obviously that line seemed like it led nowhere, because it kind of had like a hook at the end. Lost his drive. Oh, Roczen outside leg comes off, and Dungey closes it back up. So it shows you Dungey probably does have a speed advantage right now, but Roczen, a champion, multi-time champion. Oh!
Wow, where did that come from? Haven't seen many passes in that area. Dungey, wheel to wheel with Roczen again. It's a big single jump. How far will they jump? They scrub it, keep the wheels on the ground.
Oh, Dungey switches it up this time, goes to the outside, but that puts him on the inside. Doesn't look like he can get it done right here. But Dungey definitely searching, looking for where can I pass. Probably figuring at some point Roczen will make a mistake, but like I was saying earlier there, Roczen, a multi-time champion, he's used to pressure, and he's really riding well under pressure right now, knowing that you got the newly crowned champion and the guy that everyone's trying to beat, and Roczen wants to be that guy.
Now into this roller section. No one able to trickle through the middle there, like Cooper Webb did earlier in our 250 show. Took the lead, but everyone else played it safe down the center.
See how much it's dried out. Look how much harder packed the dirt's become. So these guys are hitting that hard base. You see all the lighter colored dirt. That's basically like a rock base. They've pushed off some of that loose stuff. The moisture's gone. Dungey once again, side by side. Oh! I was wondering if he was going to try and force it. Now he's back to the inside. Oh, a little mistake from Roczen. Can Dungey make it happen this time?
I think he's got him. But this section has worked out better for Roczen on the inside. So Dungey doesn't want to go too far wide, but he's closer than he was the last time around. Normally in this section, Roczen really able to open it up. So I think Dungey said, you know what? I'm not going to pass him here. I'm just going to try to stay close. Now he's on the rear fender, where a lap ago he's probably about 10 bike lengths back.
Well, the problem Dungey's having is he gets alongside Roczen, but it leaves him on the outside of that corner, the last corner before the finish line. And with the way the ruts are, it's not like he could basically square across the track and take the line away from Roczen. So the ruts kind of keeping them somewhat, you know, separated, almost like as a kid when you had the little scale electric, you know, slot car tracks.
Yeah.
Dungey again, side by side. This is the closest he's been. How do they scrub this? It all comes down to how they handle this. Will Roczen close the door? He does.
They both picked the split line inside and then outside. Oh, that rut really hung Dungey up. Does he still have enough to get all the way over the jump? Roczen clears it, no problem, and Dungey does as well.
Yeah, real cat and mouse game. Believe it or not, at times these guys just look like they're sizing each other up, but man, their pace is great. Justin Barsha in third place, 20 seconds off this lead battle, 21 now. So even with these guys sizing each other up, their pace is still pretty remarkable this late in the day.
Into the rollers, Dungey close. Oh, mistake by Roczen. The door's open. Dungey's gonna try to force his way in. And he finally takes the lead. And he's gonna seal it off and chop down on the inside hard on the brakes as Dungey to cover the left side line. And finally, Dungey to the lead. What can Roczen do to try to come back?
Well, Dungey was very patient. He just kept trying, and we kept saying Roczen has not made a mistake. So it hadn't given Dungey an opportunity, and Dungey was lurking really close right there. So the one little mistake Roczen made, he pounced.
Here's how he made it happen. Roczen's gonna make a little error coming into this corner, Grant.
Yeah, he misses that rut. You see right there, it goes to the outside. That opens the door, Dungey gets it. We'll find out how this ends when we come back.
Dungey trying to clinch his title in grand style, winning both motos here in Utah. KTM fans are definitely happy about this performance. Big news announced last week at Unadilla, Motocross of Nations, an annual team competition with 3 rider squads representing each country, has been selected. Justin Barsha there in the red, white, and blue gear will represent the squad in the 450 division. Jeremy Martin, your 250 champ and points leader, will ride a 250. And surprise news, Cooper Webb, who normally rides a 450 or 250, has been selected to ride the other 450 in the team event, which will take place in mid-September in France. The obvious question is, why is Ryan Dungey not on the team? He competed the last 6 years, and that ties the longest stretch ever. Our buddy Jeff Hemming rode it 6 straight years. Dungey wants a break at the end of this year, so he bowed out. So Barsha will take the spot. Barsha hand off the bars. That's usually the sign of arm pump.
Yeah, you can tell by his body language. It's he's in survival mode right now. Took his hands off, shook it. That means he's definitely not quite feeling the flow. Speaking about Jeff Emig, that was one of his terms I always remember. You got to feel the flow. And Barsha right now, not quite feeling the flow, but I tell you is Dungey is he just continues to just rack off these laps like it's just another day training at home. White flag, 1 lap to go. Cinderella story for Ryan Dungey in 2015. And electing to take a little time off and have a break, and I can totally respect and understand that. He's done a great job for the United States Motocross of Nations team for so many years. And the other cool thing is it gives someone like Cooper Webb a chance, and someone like Cooper Webb, that's a huge opportunity to represent your country. Motocross of Nations is basically the Olympics of motocross.
Yep.
And every year that I've been around racing, the U.S. always with a strong team and probably a good chance to go win. This year, I think France has a really strong team, defending champions. Musquin on the team this year. Roman Febvre leading the GPs and MX1 for them, and Gauthier Paulin, who went 1-1 in the motos last year at the Nation. So it's going to be fun to watch, but still a solid, great team that the U.S. has, and it's going to come down to if all the riders can put together 2 solid motos. It's tough. Got
to avoid bad luck. Dungey's had his share over there, but these guys are athletes. They need their recovery time, although I got to feel that Dungey's going to feel pretty refreshed even at the end of this season, because as you've been speculating all year, when you're winning races, everything feels that much better. Dungey looking to, or already has now become the 5th rider ever to sweep both the Motocross and Supercross championships in the same year twice, and it is an all-time group that did it. Bob Hanna did it more than once, Ryan Villapoto, Ricky Carmichael, and Jeff Stanton, that's it. And this guy. So to do it more than once, sweeping the 2 premier championships in this sport the same year, putting Dungey in some rare company. It's his 3rd 450 motocross title, also has a 250 championship from 2009. And one rider we do want to mention before this checkered flag comes out, we'll get well soon, to Eli Tomac, who remember started this year out, feels like it was years ago, but it was only a few months ago. Won the first 5 motos. He had Dungey and everybody else covered, hands down. Dungey was getting closer, long way to go, but in the long run, no one could stop Ryan Dungey, who goes 1-1, 6th overall win of the year, icing on the championship cake, as he is, again, your 2015 450 motocross title. And Tomac was very fast until he crashed out. That is the book for Dungey. He goes fast, he doesn't crash. It's just that simple. Remarkably fast and consistent, and that's what wins titles. He's going to pull over here to congratulate Roczen with a good battle there. And that's also a hard combination, to be fast and consistent. Fast is one thing, but trying to do it all the time, year after year, avoid injuries, be there, be in it to win it. Dungey, what a fantastic season. Got to take your hat off to this guy. Look at that. Joins an elite group as a multi-time 450cc class champion. And it's in alphabetical order, but look at, I mean, Carmichael just, you know, his numbers staggering right there. But 3 times it's been done by a few guys, but that is incredible. We're talking about the whole history of motocross racing.
Congratulations, Ryan and the Red Bull KTM team. Carlos, the whole family, everyone, fantastic.
Yep, and it's hit 3rd all-time in combined motocross wins, 5th all-time in combined motocross and supercross wins. This guy is already a Hall of Famer, and you get the feeling that he's got a lot more work to do.
Huge congratulations. Now, Ryan Dungey, obviously ending the season this way, taking the overall win. You showed your speed. It's been unbelievable this year. I mean, as a whole, I know we still have one race left, but as a whole, how would you explain your season?
You know, it's a dream season for sure. You know, it's been a while since I've been able to. It's 2010, both championships in 1 year. It was definitely it's a tough feat, but I first and foremost got to thank the team Red Bull KTM and for sticking behind me and believing in me and giving me the best. You know, they gave me a platform I could perform on, and it was up to me to do the job. And started with Eldon Baker this year, and it's been an awesome season working with him. He's an awesome guy, and I got to thank him a ton, him and his family, and especially my mom and dad and my wife, Lindsay, and good Lord Jesus Christ keeping us safe. Obviously, it's a long season. You got to be smart, but feels good to wrap up both of them. Carlos, this guy, obviously making this bike run, it has to run every moto, else we lose points, and he does an unbelievable job. Got the best mechanic in the business. I got the best team, and I'm just very thankful for everything and the opportunity. Being here and accomplishing this doesn't stop here. We got a lot more we still want to do in this sport, and take over that leadership role of the sport as well, and keep shooting setting our goals high.
And Carlos, obviously, if you come on here, Carlos, it is a team sport between the both of you. What does this mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. Ryan does a lot of because he's the one who has to ride. But, behind both for us, we have a big team. All the guys, the engine guy, Leighton Rice, he builds awesome 450 engines for us. And it's been an amazing year. It's unbelievable.
Well, huge congratulations to you, Carlos. And Ryan Dungey, our 450 champion. Congratulations. Ken Roczen, congratulations, 2nd overall today. You cross-rutted, made a little bit of mistakes. That's when Ryan Dungey passed you. But I'm sure now you seem to have things figured out. Next weekend, Indiana, you really want to take that overall win.
Yeah, definitely. I'm feeling a lot better. I grabbed a good start. I was pretty happy about that. Been putting in work, trying to get that right. And it was a good race. We were battling quite hard the whole time, and I made a little mistake and almost went off the track, and he got me there. And then got me right away. It was gnarly out here. The track is really dry and pretty rough. So, but it was good. I'm really happy. And just I have to say it again. Just huge thanks to Soaring Eagle, Jimmy John's Factory Suzuki team. We've came a long way from the beginning of the season. And huge thanks to Ram Trucks, Bel Ray, Red Bull, Oakley, GoPro, Fox, and Stan Socks. You guys are amazing. And yeah, season's almost over. One more race, and we'll give it our all.
Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you in Indiana. Well done, Ken Roczen. Yes, Justin Basha, 3rd overall today. Congratulations. The track conditions were crazy today. What was your opinion? You came out with the fastest lap in qualifying, but what was your opinion as the day progressed?
Oh, I felt really good this morning. The track was definitely one of the hardest. I'm very proud of my team. They made great bike choices for the 2nd moto, and I felt good. The bike was great. I was a little off today, but I can't thank everyone at Ultra, Toyota Yamaha enough. They're doing a great job. Monster Energy, NFAB, just everyone for being behind me, my parents. We've been working extremely hard. Today is a little disappointing, but we ended up on the podium, so we'll keep working and try to get a win at the last race.
Congratulations, 3rd overall, Justin Basha.
The all-new Geomax MX34 is the latest result of Dunlop's ongoing development with the help of top motocross pros. The all-new Geomax MX34 is the new industry standard for soft to intermediate terrain. Experience the advantage